Alright, hello everyone, and now welcome to Game 3 in the series. Game 3 between Lucifer and Romantic, taking place here on Tyrannus Stand. Romantic spawning as the red human player on the bottom right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, we can see Lucifer spawning as the blue Undead. Undead versus human, and really what we saw in Game 2 was a lot more of what I thought we would have seen in Game 1. Lucifer just seemed really out of place when he tried to open up with Spellbreakers, or excuse me, opened up with the Lich. He got countered by Spellbreakers. His meat wagons didn't really do much, and I think even Lucifer is asking, like, what happened to you in that last game? That game was not the same as what happened in Game 1. But at the same time, I really think Lucifer... Oh, okay, never mind. Apparently his dorm had no power and he had to, like, cut back out. So we'll see we'll see what's happening here. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't really try to guess what they're talking about unless I know what they're talking about. 100% sure. Okay, Altar of Kings. We are going to be going into an Archmage. No big surprise there. You can see that the barracks is currently training up, or will be training up some footmen in just a moment. And we are going into a Death Knight. Death Knight versus an Archmage. No real surprise, as the Death Knight is a rather strong hero, very good at nuking down that Archmage. I was going to say in Game 1, it didn't really feel like Romantic won all of those early engagements, as opposed to Lucifer really just losing those early engagements, not protecting his meat wagons, and not really being careful with his obsidian statues when dealing with Spellbreakers. As soon as Romantic held onto a significant hero level advantage and also the economic advantage, he was able to simply roll over his opponent. Now we are moving on into Game 2 here, and the Death Knight quickly going to pick up a Rod of Necromancy. Is he going to sell his Scroll of Town Portal? It doesn't look like it. And now are the ghouls, yes, going to return lumber and now do a little bit of creeping as well. The Death Knight, being very, very fast about this, goes after an apprentice wizard. He wants to get a set of skeletal minions out onto the field rather quickly, and he will be going after this renegade wizard creep. No, he's not going after the renegade wizard creep camp. Instead, oh, what's happening to this footman? It's going to be a very, very bad day. Is it going to get surrounded? No, it does not. A little bit of a lucky break there by Romantic, as the Archmage is already sitting at level 1, will be getting up to level 2 after this apprentice wizard creep camp gets cleared out. Alright, that is a lot of footmen and 2 skeletal minions. The Death Knight just grabbing, I guess, a skeleton off of there, and not quite sure what he's waiting for here. He may be trying to go after this creep camp, this mud golem creep camp now, and if he does come in here, he's going to be going after those Kobold Geomanters who do cast slow. They do cast slow, and what is really strong about this is that you try and split up what the computer can do. So the Mud Golems are still here. They can still cast slow, but they aren't range units, so it is much easier for those Golems to take down those Mud Golems, since they do have medium armor. Troll Shadow Priest has been picked up. Meanwhile, Archmage has pretty much had a free pass on creeping now, as he's going to be creeping out this mercenary creep camp as well. So far, the Death Knight, bringing himself over, does have a potion of greater healing, Rod of Necromancy, Mantle of Intelligence, has a lot of mana in order to try and save some of those units, as a skeletal minion now looking to do a bit of scouting. Alright, this is a rather slow group, and this is going to be painful. You can see that the peasants are now trying to make their way back, and this could be an absolute nightmare. The Death Knight already coming in, all the units now running off to the north, and the Death Knight notices that they are not here, thinks that they are off to the north instead, and may catch them off guard. Archmage does have a wand of mana stealing, but what is that going to really do except for feed additional water elementals for the Death Knight? Level 3 now on the Archmage, so the Archmage does drop a little bit stronger, and there goes a Troll Shadow Priest right off the bat. There goes a water elemental. That other water elemental, not quite sure about, as we can see that the Death Knight still has plenty of mana. Are we going to see perhaps some mana being stolen from that Death Knight as well? Archmage still has a good amount of mana there, but he is going to get surrounded. This is just absolute nightmare. What is he doing? He waited to get surrounded, and that was just such a problem there. There goes one poor unit. Are we going to see a Scroll of Town Portal? No, we are not. And I believe that is pretty much going to be it. The Death Knight clearing out all of these peasants now because there was no Scroll of Town portal, and that is not going to be an economic advantage at all. Lucifer is just going to finish up all of these peasants. Once that water elemental is gone, that is pretty much going to be everything there. There is still a couple of footmen, but the Death Knight is still going after that Troll Berserker. All right, let's see what's going to be happening here. Are we going to get another kill there? And it looks as though Lucifer has won the game rather easily here. Even though the Archmage did have more experience, I just don't think his opponent could have gotten back into it, especially losing a level 3 hero 5 minutes into the game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.